Taeyong, phone in hand, snapping pictures beside their slick private chopper. Paris ball, the wine whipping his hair just right, and he looking every inch of superstar the world adored. That, oof, can't believe I'm stuck with this lot. He muttered under his breath as his eyes landed on Lisa, camera in hand, busy taking selfie like the world revolved around her. Rolling his eyes, he muttered, "Seriously, they are so annoying." Lisa caught him looking and gave a small smirk. She started walking toward him, clearly intended to bother him. But before she could get close, Taeyong spotted someone else approaching. Welcome. Taeyong called it out relieved as his long-term friend reassured him. He immediately threw his arms around him in a quick, tight hug. "Finally, a sane person," he whispered, rolling his eyes at Lisa's presence gaze. Bogum chuckled, patting his friend's back. "You look like you need about 10 people like me around you." "I need 10 less fewer people like her," Taeyong muttered, nodding toward Lisa, who had stopped a few feet away, clearly not giving up it. Taeyong following Bogum up the steps to the private jet, his head clicking against the metal. The fresh jet fuel scent couldn't drown out his annoyance as he stole another glance at Lisa, who was still waving her camera like it was a magic wand. "Lisa, Taeyong, did you see the lightning back there? You should have." Lisa started, voice sugary. He cut her off mid-sentence, flickering his hair back. "Lisa, sweetheart, the only thing I saw back there was how annoying you and your entire group are." He smiled brightly as he flopped into the seat beside Bogum, who let out a laugh. Lisa's smile dropped for a moment, but she quickly recovered. "Oh, come on, don't be like that. We just wanted." Taeyong raised his perfectly sculptured broom, interrupting again. "What? Wanted what?" "To waste my time, because congratulations, mission accomplished." Bogum leaned back in his oven seat, chuckling. "Leave her alone, Tay. She is harmless mostly." His face. Mostly, he repeated, mocking horror on his face. "Bogum, we have known each other forever. You know exactly how little patience I have for nonsense." Lisa rolled her eyes, leaning against the doorway with her camera still in hand. "You are impossible. You know that?" "Tay, impossible is my middle name," Tay said simply, smirking at Bogum, nudging him playfully. "Now, unless you are here to be actually entertaining, why don't you go take more pictures somewhere else?" Lisa opened her mouth, probably to argue, but Bogum gave her a small warming glance, and she decided for now to let him have his victory. Tying it back in his seat, smug and satisfied, tucking his phone into his designer jacket. Finally, he muttered to Bogum, "Some peace at least. I could almost forgot. There's a word outside this jet trying to annoy me." Bogum laughed. "Almost there, almost. But then again, you love the shows." Tay smiled, tapping the window. "Maybe, but only when it my kind of shows." Lisa didn't take a hint. She leaned over, slightly smiling. "So Taeyong, you should try dating me." Bogum lost it. He threw his head back and laughed so hard he nearly fell off his seat. "Come on, you know he can't date you, Lisa." Lisa pouted but waved him off. "I can still try, Bogum. You wouldn't get him anyhow," Bogum said, wiping tears from his eyes. Lisa tilted her head playfully. "Why is he dating my group member Jenny, as the rumor says? But some rumors also says he's not, so what should I believe?" Tay didn't even glance up at her first, blowing gently on his perfectly polished nails. When he finally looked up, his eyes were sharp and his voice dripped sarcasm. "Believe whatever you want. Keep entertaining." Lisa blinked, a little thrown off. "Why are you like this, honey? You can try dating me. I will be less annoying. I will always entertain you." Taeyong smirked, leaning back, utterly unbothered, rolling his polished nail between his fingers. Then he raised his gaze toward sharp and amused. "How?" he asked directly. Lisa stood up, twirling around her movement to show off her body. "I have body, see?" Taeyong rolled his eyes, leaning back with the faintest laugh. "I could seduce you easily," he said mockingly. Lisa blinked, a little thrown off, but Stay confident, Tong just laughed again. Tong slowly stood, letting his jacket slide off his shoulder. One side of his shirt revealing a sharp collarbone, and Lisa's eyes practically popped out. He smirked, deliberately moving, as if he knew every glance was on him. "You see this?" he said, tapping the collarbone. "Sharper than yours, and people could put water here, and it still wouldn't slip." Tilting his neck, he added with a sly grin, "And this, people will literally pay to paint it red." By now, Lisa's eyes were wide, staring as he leaned closer, grabbing her jaw tightly. "Check this. More tempting than, well, whatever you have got going on," he teased, running a finger along the line of her jaw. He shook his head slightly, tilting to emphasize the sharp angle, sharper than a knife, clean, precise. "You think anyone else could compete?" Throwing his neck back, his hair fall into the perfect Mrs. style, sitting back down with perfect leg up and on the seat, elbow resting on his knee, ruffling his hair with one hand. "You see this hair?" he said, smirking. "People die to make me look messy. And you?" He leaned closer, voice dropping with mock menace. "You think I will date you? You, one of the people I hate?" He leaned just enough, muttering with that bratty, untouchable edge. "No chance." Lisa froze, and Bogum, as always, lost it, laughing so hard he nearly fell off the seat. Tong leaned back in the seat, smirking like he owned it, the entire jet. "Honestly, Lisa," he drawled, twirling a lock of his hair around his finger, "you really think showing off a little whatever that is going to impress me?" Lisa fell, crossing her arms, trying to look confident. "I'm just saying, you could at least consider it." "Consider?" Tong laughed and sounded sharp and playful. "Honey, I don't consider, I decide. And right now, you, not even on the table." He tapped his polished nail against the armset. Bogum, meanwhile, was practically in tears. He bent forward, trying to catch his breath. Tai, she is going to lose it. Look at her face." Tong ignoring him, leaning over just enough to grin at Lisa, and sparkling. "Look, I appreciate the effort. Really, I do. But let's be honest. You are fun to watch, like a cartoon, entertaining, but not threatening." Lisa's jaw tightened, but she refused to back down. "Cartoon? You are unbelievable. You know that? Unbelievable, darling. That's my middle name," Tong said, tilting his head, smirk widening. "Now, unless you brought something actually interesting to the table, I would suggest you to sit down and let me enjoy my jet ride in peace." Bogum, still doubling over his laughter, shook his head. "Tai, you are savage. Absolute savage." Tong leaned back and fully, one leg crossed over the other, stretching. "Savage? Please, I call it honesty with style." Lisa groaned, but even as she muttered under her breath, Tong could see the mix of frustration and admiration in her eyes. Exactly the reaction he loved creating. The meeting room was buzzing with executives, stylists, and board members, all discussing plans and campaign. Kim Tong, flawless in a suit, was scrolling through his phone, though everyone amused. She was paying attention. Suddenly, it rang. "Teddy Love," he read, and a wide, genuine smile spread across his face. "Oh, finally," he muttered under his breath, tapping the accept button. Immediately, his mood shifted. Whatever the meeting was about, it didn't matter. Ignoring the discussion earlier, Tong sat to the couch in the corner of the room, sprawled across it like it one idiot, laughing at whatever said. Lisa and Bogum exchanged glances, both amused and slightly stunned at his audacity. Everyone else in the room couldn't help sneaking glances at the star, but no one dared to interrupt except one stern board member. "Kim, Mr. Kim," the man called sharply, "please maintain professionalism. If you cannot, we will have to contact your company directly." Tong smiled widening, eyes sparkling with bratty defense. "Oh, if you wanted to contact my company that badly, go ahead," he said, holding up his phone. "Here, talk to him yourself." He handed over the call to the board member, who hesitated before speaking. On the other end, Jungkook's tape controller was filling the line. Within minutes, the board member's expression had shifted. He looked at Tensat. Jungkook made it clear no one in no uncertain terms that no one was ever speak to Kim Thong that way. Finally, the phone was handed back to Tai. Thank you. Tai said slightly, sitting back down on the couch, legs stretched out, one arm rested casually across the back seat. He turned it back to the phone, smiling widely. Alright, tell me everything, John Shankar. Lisa rolled her eyes, Bhukam shook it, and the rest of the executive glanced uneasily between the diva sprawled on the couch and the phone in hand. It was clear Kim Thong did not care. Not for rules, not for authority, not for anyone, only for Shankar. And in that moment, everyone in the room knew this was his word. Thong leaned back on the couch, phone rested against his ear. His usual smile softening as Shankar spoke. Daddy, I heard you are getting divorced from her. He asked carefully, tilting his head, trying to keep it casual but unable to hide the faint pout. Shankar, that's not your business, princess. Shankar said smoothly, a low chuckle in his tone. That's totally my business. Thong pouted even more. I just wanted to know because there are rumors about this news. Jungkook laughed at that controlled laugh that made Thong ask if anything happens, you will be the first person to know, okay? Thong's lips curved into a shy smile. You are giving me too much importance, he murmured, brushing a strand of hair behind his ear. I thought it might be enough to bait. Shankar, everything is appropriate when it comes to you, my princess. Shankar said firmly. Thong fed his hand runs to his cheek again, heart fluttering at his words, but then his gaze fell on the people around him, the executive, the board member, everything waiting for him to participate in the meeting. He straightened it, masking the frustration expression with a playful tilt of his head. I will talk to you later, Daddy, he said softly, though his voice still carried the brattiness. Now I need to attend the meeting. Jungkook, sure. Hear me first. I have something important to tell you. Thong brushed forward. What is it? Jungkook, I won't be available for next 20 hours. Shankar said, I am meeting somewhere important. Thong eyes widened. He asked worriedly, Where are you going? Jungkook, I can't tell you right now, princess. Shankar says smoothly, it's about business. Thong chest tightened. Or are you going on a trip with her? Jungkook chuckled teasingly. Something like that. Thong's face darkened slightly, his fingers tightening around his phone. Jungkook, are you jealous? Shankar was scared, laughter dancing in his voice. No. Thong muttered his plans, refusing to admit it. With a small laugh, he hung up, sliding his phone back into his pocket and straightening in his seat, ready to face the meeting with his usual confidence. Though inside, his mind was far from the calm. Thong perched perfectly on the edge of the leather shirt, one leg crossed over other, chin resting on his hand, one on the outside. He looked like the picture of confidence, sharp, fast, so flawless hair, smelled that could kill, but his mind was halfway across the world with Shankar. Thong, your thought on the upcoming campaign? One of the salon executives asked, snapping him back into present. He lifted his perfectly arched brow, letting out a small sigh as if the question was the terrible inconvenience. Honestly, it's fine, but I would rather hear what Jungkook thinks. He muttered under his breath with a tiny smirk. The executive blinked, unsure if they heard correctly. Lisa nudged him lightly, whispering, Tai, behave. He scoffed, rolling his eyes. Honey, I am behaving. Look at me, sharp, positive, professional, yet effortlessly untouchable. Bhukam stiffened a laugh behind his hand, nearly snorting. You are impossible. He was shaking his head. I know, Tai replied, smugly glancing at him. That's why you love me. Meanwhile, the board members whispered among themselves, frowning. The start of the meeting was clearly him, not the campaign slides on the spreadsheet. Minute dragged on, and every time someone tried to pull him back into focus, his mind drifted to the phone call. Shankar clapped his deep voice, the way he could make Thong made with just a word. It was impossible to ignore. Finally, one board executive cleared his throat. Kim Thong, perhaps you should Tom cut him off with a tilt of his head, smirk widening. Perhaps I should, or perhaps I am exactly where I need to be. But thank you for the suggestion. Lisa groaned quietly, muttering under her breath, "He is impossible." Bogum listened closer, whispering with merely contained laughter. "Tai, you are literally owning this room." Tong leaned back in the chair, one arm smug casually across the back seat. They stretched out, executing the perfect mix of charm, arrogance, and control. "Of course I am," he muttered, "and I'm thinking about someone far more interesting than any campaign ever could." Studio line buzzed, cameras clicking, and the team fussed over angles, but King Tong wasn't really there. Lens after lens capturing the flawless picture, the soft fall of his hair, the sharp line of his jaw. His mind was a million away from Shankar. That list call replayed over and over 20 hours. Somewhere important, something about the trip, and with her. His face tightened, and for once, the diva was shaking. How dare Shankuk even mention going somewhere with her? That beat the inside of his cheek, forcing a smirk, and the camera clicked. Perfect. Smile, pose. But inside, a storm again. The photographer basket instruction unaware of the inside shots. Ta, turn slightly. No, chin up. More fast. Ta, yes, I know. Ta muttered distractingly. He shifted. They smiled all motionlessly like a machine, but his eyes kept drifting to his phone, wishing Jungkook would call back just to hear his laugh, just to hear that voice. Bogum said, stationed. Tai, you are completely off today. Should I start posing with you to get your attention back? Tong rolled his eyes, muttering under his breath. If only it were the simple Bogum Lisa ever observed. Tilted her head, whispering, "He's distracted and not in a mood. Could be." Tong's gaze snapped toward as the photographer basked another command. He managed a sharp, bratty smirk. "I'm always perfect," he said, brushing his distraction off like a armor. "Even when my mind is elsewhere." But inside, Tai's thought kept creaking. Shankuk, why with her? Why now? The flash of the camera couldn't capture the storm behind his eyes, the possessive tug in his chest that no outfit or pose could hide. During the brief break from the photo shoot, Bogum went to Theong, noticing the usual storm behind his eyes. Tai, why are you so distracted today? You are not even looking at the camera today? He asked gently. Theong appeared, brushing a stray stand of hair from his face. Frustration. My sugar daddy is going on a trip with his wife. Bogum froze for a moment, eyes widening. Wait, what? Why didn't you tell me this earlier? Theong tilted his head. What would you have done? Stop him? Bogum shook his head quickly. No, I can't stop him, but at least I could have given you a shoulder to cry on. Tai's eyes narrowed, glaring at him, but Bogum just laughed lightly, trying to diffuse the tension. Then his expression softened, his voice turning serious. Why don't you leave him there? Your motive is complete. You have got where you wanted. You don't need him anymore. Just end his contract. Tong blinked. Our contract ended long ago. Bogum jaw dropped. Then why are you still with him? Tong shrugged, looking away, biting his lip. I don't know. I don't know anything. He just make me feel safe, Bogum. There's no safety. You are completely dependent on him. You have got success now. You make your own money. So why stick with him when you knew in the end it's going to hurt you? Tong gazed felt his eyes numb. I don't know. For the first time his voice shook and his usual mix softening into something shy, almost unsure. Maybe I just like him a little more than just a sugar daddy. Bogum stared at him, stunned in silence for a moment before finally offering a quiet, understanding note. No, you just don't like him, you love him. Tai's gaze widened. What do you know? When I myself him doesn't know. Bogum laughed, shaking his head. Please, Tai, it's obvious. We love him. That's why you are still with him even after your contract ends, even after becoming a supermodel. You don't leave him, his side. That's a clear thing. You don't just like him, you love him. Tai lowered his head, biting his nail. I don't know. What are you saying, Bogum? Deny as much as you want, but in the end, it will be clearer. Tom leaned back slightly, still looking away, one hand curling around the edge of the couch. The photo shoot continued around them, but for him, the word had narrowed down the quiet, unspoken truth. The restaurant was buzzing with the chatter, clicking glasses, and the music. Tom sat on the head of the table, perfectly dressed, glass in hand, dressed impeccably. In the designer suit that screamed high society, Lisa was nearby, trying her usual playful energy, and Bogum sat on his other side, watching Ty with a mixture of amusement and concern. At first, they maintained his usual sound, pretty remark, teasing comments, laughter that drew everyone's attention. But as the wine drowned his girls began to sleep, he leaned back in the chair, swelling his eyes unfocused as for a moment. You know, he murmured, voice quiet out. People think I have it all. Fame, money, adoration. Bogum raised his eyebrow. Oh, I think his diva mask is starting to crack. They ignored him taking another sip, but they don't know. Why don't they don't know what it's like when someone you cared about might be somewhere else with someone else. Trying not to interject with her usual sass said, Ty, what are you talking about? He slammed the glass down, startling everyone. Yes, him, Jungkook, my sugar daddy, his tummy swallowing hard infestation and sadness. He's going on a trip with his wife and I can't, I just hate this feeling like this. Bogum jaw dropped slightly, then he leaned closer, worried at how Tai is revealing everything. Tai, hey, it's okay, you are human. You can feel things. You don't have to act like a perfect diva all the time. Tai let out a bitter laugh, leaning over the table, eyes shining from the mix of alcohol and the raw emotion. Human, me. Everyone sees me as flawless, untouchable, and yet I can't control my own heart. Lisa, uncharacteristically serious for a moment, placed a hand on his arm. Hey, it's okay to care. That doesn't make you feel weak. He blinked at her, sniffed, and tried to pull himself together, but the alcohol had loosened him. Usual sharp tongue and pride. I just don't know what to do. I want him, but I can't. I'm stupid. Bogum gave him a small, reassuring smile. You are not stupid. You are just in love, that's all. Tai seized David, a rare, vulnerable expression on his face as he put it in his hand, muttering, I just want him to notice me, to care. Lisa and Bogum exchanged a glance, unusual, whatever, to laugh, console, or both, while the saline team, oblivious to the depth of his emotion, continued their dinner chatter, completely unaware of the storm brewing inside the superstar at the head of the table. By the time dinner ended, Tai was mumbling nonsense under his breath. Laughter and tears tangled together as Bogum and Lisa tried to get him toward the exit. His step were unsteady, his arm clicking unevenly against the marble floor. Just as he about to stumble, a strong pair of arms caught him. Tai looked up, startled, and saw the waiter holding him steady. Thank you. Tai said, pulling back slightly. The waiter's cheeks flushed pink as he pushed a strand of hair behind his ear. Are you okay? He asked, voice low. Tai tilted his head back, letting out a soft sigh. I am fine, perfectly fine, just heartbroken, he muttered. The waiter hesitated and said gently, Do you want to let your sorrow out? Tai nodded slightly, too drunk to protest. The waiter handed him a phone. Here, type your number. We can meet in secret. If you want, he suggested quietly. Tai grabbed the phone, fingers fumbling slightly as he was about to type when suddenly a tall figure grabbed the phone from behind. The phone was snatched from his hand and Tai froze, tilting his chin up to see Jungkook. His heart skipped a beat. Daddy? Tai muttered, eyes widening. Without hesitation, Tai spun around, arms wrapping tightly around Jungkook, clenching like he had been lost at sea and finally found shore. His head rested against Jungkook's chest, his body shaking slightly with a mix of alcohol and raw emotion. Jungkook hand went immediately to Tai's waist, holding him close, steadying him effortlessly. I am your princess, I have got you. Made Tai's heart pound. Tai whispered, I don't want anyone else. I want I don't want anyone touching you. Jungkook hand Cupid the back of his head, tilting his chin up just enough to meet his gaze. Then you won't. Not now, not ever. He said firmly, his tone leaving no room for argument. Jungkook glares at the waiter. How dare you? He threw the phone on the floor, crushing it. The crowd gasped. Don't you dare to touch him. He grabbed the waiter's collar. The waiter got scared at how scary Jungkook looks. Got it. He threw waiter away, who stumbled and runs away. Ty let out a shaky breath, clenching tighter, a mix of relief, possessiveness, and something deeper swelling inside him. For the first time that night, he feels safe. Jungkook eyes narrowed sharply at the waiter. His glare enough to make the young man shrink back immediately. Meanwhile, Ty, still clinging to him, murmured drunkenly, "Daddy." The word hung in the air. Every head in the restaurant turned. Gasps erupted. Cameras flashed. Paparazzi had been waiting outside, and now the moment was being captured. But Ty didn't care. He clung tighter, whipping kisses on Jungkook's face with reckless, messy kisses, completely ignoring the flashing lights. Ty thought, "I'm single. Oh fuck, Sherlock." Ty screamed loud enough for the entire restaurant to hear. "I am not single. I have a sugar daddy, and here he is to surprise me." He had Jungkook's face between his hands, one gripping his cheek tenderly, the other gripping the shirt for support, staring into his eyes. "And I love my sugar daddy." Jungkook's lips curved into a slow, confident smile. He didn't wait another second. With one smooth motion, he bent Ty down slightly, capturing his lips in a heated kiss right there, as if the world doesn't exist around them. The paparazzi clicked pictures, but neither of them noticed it. Ty's hand tangled in Jungkook's hair, his body pressed close, while Jungkook's strong arm held him steady, possessive and protective behind, bending him just enough like the scene straight out of movie. Lisa whispered to Bokum. Damn, he wasn't lying when he said he have a sugar daddy. Bokum with smugness crossing his arms. Told you he can't date you. You know why, can't he? Lisa turned to him, smiling. Yeah, bottom problem. The next day, Jungkook took down in the private chopper. Ty, sitting in the luxurious cabin, tried to contain his excitement but couldn't stop glancing at Jungkook, who remained calm, yet with the intensity in his eyes that made Ty's heart thump. The chopper landed on the secluded area that looked like it had been pulled straight out of dream. Flower petals scattered across the ground, soft lines trailing, and a beautiful scene that screamed elegance and romance. Ty stepped out, leaning slightly on Jungkook's strong arm for support. His eyes wide. What is this? Who got proposed here? He asked, utterly shocked. Jungkook didn't answer with words. He led Ty along the path landed with petal, his hand around Ty's waist until they reached the center, a heart-shaped clearing made entirely of rose petal, and then petal began rain from above. Ty gasped, arm lifting, spinning slightly, eyes closed, laughter in delight as the petal flames around him. When he looked up, he saw a chopper hovering above, raining down the petal like a dream, and then he looked down and nearly had a heart attack. Jungkook was on his one knee holding out a small elegant ring box. His gaze on Ty's head flew to his mouth, his heart racing. Jungkook, marry me, princess. Jungkook said firmly, leaving no room for argument. Ty blinked stunned. But you have a wife, Mr. John. Jungkook smiled, confident smile. Ty loved it. God never said just yesterday. Ty's eyes widened further, then melted into pure joy. Wow! Without thinking, he leaned forward, throwing himself into Jungkook's arm, pressing his lips all over Jungkook's face in a shouting, greedy kisses. When they finally pulled it back, Ty extended his hand, turning the ring, his fingers trembling as he accepted it. Jungkook smiled, scooping Ty up effortlessly and spinning him in the air. Petals raining down again, swirling around them like the scene from the fairy tale, while Ty laughed and clung to Jungkook, completely lost in the magic of the moment. In that instant, the world was there alone, shouting, beautiful and utterly unforgettable. As Jungkook spun him effortlessly in the air, Ty started laughing, but Ty, stop. Ty aided arm failing, eyes wide. Jungkook finally saw it and gently put him down. What's wrong, princess? He asked, tilting his head with that teasing smile. Ty planted his hand on his hip, parting, voice dripping with the diva energy. Where? Oh gosh, where will everyone remember this? The diva of the industry just got proposed to, and no one will see this. This finance proposal will go to waste because no one will watch me getting proposed to. Like, no, none got before. Jungkook declared, shaking his head. Gosh, my sweet princess. Don't worry, we have cameras everywhere. Every moment is captured. Everything is cinematic, just the way you want it. Now, is that fine? Ty's face lit up, a huge smile spreading across his face. More than fine. Now, get on your knees and kiss my hand like a prince. Without hesitation, Jungkook's lips covered into a smear. Ty loved it. He dropped it on his one knee, keeping Ty's hand gently in his one. His eyes brushed Ty's fingers with softness. Ty leaned it down, making eyes sparkling with very good, prince. Very good indeed. Jungkook looking up at him. Anything else, princess? Ty laughed, twirling a lock of hair around his finger. Diva energy is for swing. Oh, plenty. But for now, you are done well. And in that moment, with petals swelling, cameras capturing everything, and Jungkook completely devoted to his fate, Ty felt like he was truly, gloriously, the center of the universe.